Hello there, ladies and gentlemen. CC Report here, and today it's just a quick update video. We have some new audio from Caitlin Clark herself. She was featured on NBC's Sunday night broadcast of NBA basketball last night, and she had quite a bit to say on some topics that we have discussed pretty regularly in the past couple of videos, namely what the Fever's offseason plans are, what the Fever's expectations are set at for the coming season. And so I just wanted to share a little bit of that audio with you now. Let's take a look at what she had to say.
I mean, we were trying to win it all last year, and that's certainly what we're trying to do this year. You know, it's a very unique situation. I think there's over 100 players in the league that are free agents, so we really only know about 5 people or 3 people that are going to be on our team next year, but I feel like we have a great core. You know, our first priority is to sign Kelsey Mitchell back. Yeah. Was first team All-WNBA last year, kind of my running mate in the backcourt. She makes it really easy for me, so, you know, there's nothing like playing for the Fever. I think we're going to be the favorite to win it all. It adds a little pressure, but that's what you love about it, and we got a great squad, a great coach, and great support staff, so super excited.
And so as you can hear, Caitlin had a lot of different things to say to us, but I specifically want to point out and talk about 3 different things. Number 1 is what Caitlin had to say about Kelsey Mitchell and the Fever's offseason priorities to do with Kelsey Mitchell. She said it point blank. It is the Fever's number 1 priority to bring Kelsey Mitchell back into the fold. This is a topic that's been speculated on by many people, including yours truly, about how we would bring Kelsey Mitchell back, whether we would even bring Kelsey Mitchell back, because especially with this new CBA in place, it's not going to be cheap. And it's not going to be easy to bring Kelsey Mitchell back on anything more than a 1-year contract. Notice that Caitlin didn't say the length of time that they wanted to bring Kelsey back for. Notice that Caitlin really didn't get into any other characterizations other than it was their number 1 priority to bring Kelsey Mitchell back into the fold. She also said that Kelsey was her quote-unquote backcourt running mate, which is good to hear, and that she makes Caitlin's job a lot easier, which was good to hear. All of this, of course, is true. And again, this also comports with the Fever's own stated priorities from this offseason. The very first thing that Amber said when she was asked about offseason priorities in her exit interviews was that it was the Fever's number 1 priority to bring Kelsey Mitchell back. And so all of this lines up. It also lines up with the new CBA terms, which are essentially that this is the last year that we would be able to bring Kelsey Mitchell back on a core contract. What that would mean is that we would bring her back for 1 year under the Supermax value, and that no other team would be able to match that offer if we decided to do so. So everything to me is lining up and saying that we are going to be bringing Kelsey Mitchell back, at least on a core contract, if we are not able to negotiate a multi-year deal with her. Do I think that we're able to negotiate a multi-year deal? I personally do not, because I think that she is worth a Supermax contract right now, and I don't think that it's in the Fever's wherewithal to offer her a multi-year Supermax contract, because Caitlin will come on the books on her max deal next season. I've explained all this in a previous video, so I don't think that it's going to be possible to bring Kelsey back on more than a 1-year Supermax deal, but maybe. We'll see kind of what the Fever have in mind, what Kelsey has in mind, because as of right now, with Caitlin's statements, it seems pretty clear that the Fever, if they are able to bring her back at all, they will do so. The only person now that could say no to a Fever-Kelsey Mitchell reunion is Kelsey Mitchell. And from everything that she said in the year leading up to this and everything that she said the last time that she was in free agency, her priorities are her family, making sure her family is taken care of and making sure that she herself feels comfortable. And she, by all accounts, including her own account, said that last year was the best year of her professional career, that she's felt the most comfortable that she's ever felt in her professional career, that the coaching staff, and Stephanie White specifically, made her feel like she believed in herself more than she has ever believed in herself in her professional career. So all of these factors are pointing towards Kelsey deciding to make a return. And in fact, right now, it is only she that could stop that. So that's thing number 1. The other thing that I wanted to talk about with regard to Kelsey Mitchell was some speculation that maybe we could core her and then trade her and try to get some value out of her rather than core her and have her play the season out for the Fever. That is not actually a possibility. The more that we have learned about the CBA and the more language that has been released about the CBA, including language that has been released since the last time I talked to you, it turns out that if you core a player and guarantee them a Supermax contract, players that are guaranteed Supermax contracts under the core valuation are not able to be traded. So that option that we talked about in my previous video regarding Kelsey Mitchell, that option is no longer even on the table. So the only options that we have are letting Kelsey Mitchell walk for nothing in return this year, which would be option A, and then option B would be to bring Kelsey Mitchell back on either a core contract or on a multi-year deal. So obviously, it seems like we're going to be doing option B. Caitlin said it explicitly last night. The Fever has said it more than once in the offseason, so it looks like that is going to be the path. We can look forward, hopefully, as long as Kelsey Mitchell says yes, we can look forward to her in a Fever uniform, at least for next season. Second thing to talk about is that Caitlin mentioned are her expectations for the coming season. And she made it very clear. The goal is a championship. The goal last season was a championship. Obviously, that got derailed by a bunch of injuries, most notably to herself, but also to other players on the team. But even with all those injuries, they still were able to make it within 1 point of the finals, the WNBA finals, and 1 point of dethroning the eventual champions, including the MVP, A'ja Wilson. So bringing all those players back, or as many players from that core team back, and supplementing that with additions from free agency, as Caitlin pointed out, it's a free agency that's unlike any other. Being able to bring back the core of Caitlin, Aaliyah, and Kelsey Mitchell, that is going to put them in title contention, and the expectation is that they're going to be title favorites, because bringing in 3 Supermax quality players, which Caitlin, Aaliyah Boston, and Kelsey Mitchell are, while still having the ability to surround that team with complementary players that are not just bare minimum players, that is an ability that the Fever are going to have this year that no other team is going to have outside of, ironically, Dallas, because Dallas is bringing Paige Beckers, who was a Supermax quality player, back, obviously, and so they could, in theory, pay 2 Supermax quality players and have the same sort of core as the Fever do. But even that situation, that's unlikely to happen, and even if it did happen, I'd still put our trio against any trio in the league, including any sort of trio that Dallas might be able to put together. So the Fever are in a unique situation, and they are right to set their expectations at a championship level, and that also gives us some more insight into the front office's approach. The front office's approach is and should be championship or bust, meaning they're going to do what they need to do in order to make this year a championship year. They've got Caitlin Clark back. She is healthy. They've got Aaliyah Boston. She is healthy. They've got Kelsey Mitchell back. She is healthy. Those 3 players alone, plus any other players that we decide to surround that core with, make them a championship contender, and that is where the expectation is set. The third and final thing that Caitlin was talking about was not only do we have a championship roster, but we also have great support staff, in her words, a great coaching staff, in her words, a great coach, in her words. And so all of these things put together mean that it's not just about the roster, it is about the organization in general. She is giving a vote of confidence to the front office. She is giving a vote of confidence to the coaching staff. She's giving a vote of confidence to the support staff, all 3 of whom have come under fire because of certain decisions that they have made in the past, or because of certain events that have taken place. In the case of the support staff, Caitlin continually being re-injured, all that sort of thing. This is Caitlin giving her stamp of approval to all 3 of those parts of the organization. And well, she should, because it is all about recruiting free agents now. And free agents are going to be looking at the entire package. They're going to be looking at their championship contention possibilities. They're going to be looking at the roster, who they are guaranteed to play with. In this case, it would be a guarantee that they would be playing with Caitlin, that they would be playing with Aaliyah, and they would be playing with Kelsey, to say nothing of the rest of the team. They are also going to be looking at the strength of the organization from top to bottom, which in Caitlin's contention is that it is one of the top teams in the league in terms of their front office, their coaching staff, their support staff. So all of this is great. Players presumably had a great time at All-Star last year, so some of the idea of Indy being not a desirable destination, hopefully that has been dispelled. And the message is very clear from Caitlin. She is back. She is ready. It's going to be the core three. It's going to be all three of them at full power. The organization is ready, and we are ready to win a title. And so to any free agents out there, if you want to come along, this is what you would be getting in Indianapolis. The message could not be more clear from Caitlin, and obviously as an Indy fan and as a Caitlin fan, it's a great message to hear. So, ladies and gentlemen, that's been the CC Report. Just a quick little update on the Caitlin audio. I hope that you enjoyed it. Please make sure that you like and subscribe to the video. It really, really helps me out a lot, and we will see you in the next one. Okay, guys, bye!